Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Hearts of Iron 4 Man the Guns, playing as the new British Empire. Alright, new week, new recording session. What were we doing? I think we were killing the Soviet Union last time. And I think we will continue to do so for at least a little while longer. Do I feel like we can start pushing forward on the main front? That's sort of the big question to me right now. My generals don't feel especially confident. I can't remember, were we training a bunch of new troops? Well, we were training a bunch of paratroopers, which is certainly good. And used properly, it might even make a difference. I don't really know for sure. For now, I think we will stick with the original plan. Let the army just charge right through the middle of the Soviet Union. It seems like the greatest of plans, a really good plan. I got this sore in my mouth. It's actually right on the tip of my tongue. And I'll tell you what, it makes it really hard to talk. Not a fan of this at all. Let's see. So we were producing some subs and stuff. We could probably use more cruisers, if I'm being honest. Do I want to make a new kind of cruiser, though? Probably should. I can't remember. Did we actually only have the 1936 version? We may not have researched the 1940. That's why I haven't been producing any more of those. Okay, I recall now. Well, that's perfectly fine. Let's just go ahead and produce, let's say some more submarines, okay? You can never really go wrong with additional submarines. And did we want to modify the government right now? I think we were saving up so I could just annex a subject or two, such as New Zealand, British Malaya, Imperialist Canada, and so on. Japan, are you still fighting my... You are not. You are not fighting any of my countries. At least for the time being. So hopefully it stays that way, though I do believe he has a casus belli that he could use against me if he so desired. Alright, I'm a little concerned that we might make the... we might end up making the front a little bit too wide. But if we are careful... We're getting into a pretty good position over here. What I'd love to do is go for a couple of rapid encirclements, you know? So, for example, if I took these tanks right here and said, hey, do you think you could just go do something like this? You know? Maybe they can. Maybe they can just punch right through and frickin' go for it. And we can get some easy kills. And then maybe we could take a couple of you and say, hey, why don't you also do that thing that we said to do with the other guy, but the other way around? And just sort of see what happens. Either that, or we're about to regret all of our life decisions because they're going to get cut off or something. Which feels likely. Yep, there it is. And that is why you don't do that. Okay, can you actually... Somehow we managed to trick them into overrunning. I'm not especially sure how we just pulled that off, but okay. Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, we're mostly just having lots and lots of supply issues. That's just what it comes down to. That's the only reason we're not pushing more aggressively, I think, against the Soviets than we currently are. I just don't have a lot to go around. The infrastructure in these areas are pretty abysmal. Part of that's because, of course, they're getting damaged during the war. But I don't know. Let's see if we can just go ahead and join this land up. Mongolia, it looks like just got called in. The French Commune has called in the Soviet Union. We were already fighting the Soviet Union, so I'm guessing this has to be a totally separate war. The Netherlands joins Comintern. Oh, well, now that is interesting, isn't it? They're not actively fighting me. They're fighting the Japanese already because Japan declared war on them. Which I believe means... Let's see... Diplomacy. Soviets, are you fighting Japan? You are. Alrighty. Well then, the Soviets now get to deal with all the glory that is Japan as well. On top of everything else, because they're not already having a hard time. You know, I don't feel like the French Commune should be allowed to call anybody into anything at this point, considering the fact that they're, like, you know, dead. I mean, they got a little holdings down here in Africa. Credit where it's due. Little tiny wee little bit, but that's it. It's not much to speak of. All right, 1942. We don't really need any of this tech right now. Can't go for any new planes. Could go for those cruisers. We have been looking at those before. Already working on the doctrine. I think it would make sense to go for an upgrade to our artillery. Of course, having more stacks of soft attack and so on is always a good thing. Can you just finish this guy off real quick? Thank you kindly. Appreciate it. Bye. What's all this? We can lower the autonomy of a subject. Ah. So good. We can integrate the British Malaya. Do we want to do that, or do we want to do something else like Australia and so on? Let's just... I mean, realistically, we probably should do things like Australia and stuff, but I kind of like having imperialist Australia. Let's just go ahead and integrate British Malaya. Get them out of here. And there we go. Now that's officially a part of Great Britain as well, on top of everything. Oh, right. We were justifying a war goal against Siam, weren't we? Were we? Hang on. War goals against all these people. Yes. I thought we were. Need one more political power. 22 political power. I guess I did forget to do that in the last video, apparently. I don't know. I can't really say for sure. I don't remember. Assault breakthrough. Oh, good. We also get all of these troops together now. That's fun. All of you just join in on the random garrisons. What else are we missing? You guys, you also join up over here. There we go. Okay. So we can continue with central planning, which gives us extra planning for all of our divisions. Very helpful, of course. Could spend some of my army experience to speed it up, and honestly, I don't really see a reason not to. Let's just go for a free 100% bonus during research. I really like that this is a new feature that adds in a use for experience. There have been many times when once I have a pretty good template set up, that I don't really feel like tweaking, then like there's just no use for experience, and that just feels kind of silly to me. But now we got something. All right, so it looks like we actually are able to do a quick encirclement over here, which is just hilarious. I'm not especially eager to get myself cut off, but it seems like we have done so anyway. It's very easy to get an encirclement when it turns out that there's only 2 people to be killed, though. So this is not a major victory by any stretch of the imagination. Some might even say this is a false victory, and I should not even be tooting my own horn about that. I'm going to try to do a quick cutoff of whoever is trapped down over here. Miles Dempsey falls ill. No, Miles, not you. We were counting on you, Miles. All right, so Russia, did you pull troops back? Because now my generals feel a lot more confident about attacking you. Let's see if we can't break through something. Vaguely. In a couple of places, perchance. Do we even have the Germans really helping us? I mean, they're up here taking care of their own land, but they've got a very narrow front. Well, all we need to do is just break through on a couple of locations, which is what we are doing right now, and that might be enough to end up starting to shatter the Soviet front line. Break through the entrenchment, don't give them anywhere to go. At least such is the idea. All right, yeah, go ahead. Launch a full-out assault. As long as nobody is set to being aggressive, if you see a good opportunity, I recommend you just go ahead and do it. I could set them all to being cautious. That is the thing that I could be doing. What I definitely do not want to see happen is exactly this. Can you please get out of that? Because somehow a big division managed to get themselves caught out. And I'm not really sure what they did. Are you guys still being aggressive in your battle plan? No, they're not. They're just... It's going a little bit further than my front line would have implied. I think that's because blue is swinging extremely wide. All right, I'm going to tell them to stop. I want them to reorganize a little bit. We need to get our supply situation more or less figured out. I know that gives them a chance to entrench, but you know, such is probably the way of things. Can you guys possibly pull off a small cutoff over here, though? The answer to that is no. And yeah, I stand by the idea. Let's just stand back for a second. We got a lot of troops that are just kind of clustered over here. I want to get them redeployed in the front lines properly. Whoa, what happened over here? Nothing good. It looks like my front lines got kind of screwed up. Because we took the water line, and that automatically breaks things. Because, of course, it does. Lovely. All right. Can we push this away? I'm going to have you go around over here. Nope, tell you what. Go up here and then up this way.
Keep on moving. Keep your distance.
Can you guys please use your breakthrough? Thank you. Engineering companies will, of course, make things a lot easier going forward. Field hospitals to preserve my manpower. Honestly, not a major priority. Could go for the maintenance company. Could also go for an upgrade to things like our mechanized, which so far we have not really been making use of. Instead, I will go for the upgrade to our defense and breakthrough for all of our infantry and motorized. Could go for the extra piercing value. That is not a bad idea. Whoa. Not a bad idea. But I would also say it's not strictly necessary. Are you guys able to free him? Because I really would prefer not to lose my units. Okay? I really would not. We are swinging pretty aggressively down here in the south. Guys, there's no reason not to just go ahead and take Edessa and then redeploy. There really is no good reason not to. Thank you kindly. Okay, good. What do we just do again? Development in Canada? Okay, so that's now done. So I guess we can go for some development in places like South Africa or Australia. This actually reduced the autonomy of Canada a pretty substantial amount. We're going to have to do all of it if we want to work toward the Imperial Conference. So, tell you what, let's go for South Africa and just keep working our way down that list. Hey, good, a new bunch of paratroopers are ready to go. Let's go ahead and attach you guys into a totally separate army until I can figure out exactly what I want done with you. Look at these cool little company icons. What even is all this? Is this actually... I've never actually paid attention to any of this before. Is this unique to every country now? That's really cool. I like that a lot. That's awesome. It really is. Okay. We'll just make it a sort of a weird light bluish gray color. Yeah, that seems fine. Let's move them up to the front line. Just going to do a quick garrison order until I can figure out what I want them to do. You can use them to create a pretty sudden encirclement around the Soviets, and they don't always respond to that very rapidly. So we may end up using that for our grand battle plan. Can you guys counterattack against these guys and just push them out? Thank you kindly. All right, so the front lines are getting rejoined up over here. So, Dark Blue. Have you ever been alone in a quiet room while I'm here with you? Have you? Because that's what I want to know. Let's just go ahead and set up a more generic front line. One that preferably doesn't swing quite so wide. I mean, alternatively, we can say let's not cut them in half and instead... What? Go for some small little plans that kind of join land up over here? Make a push directly on Moscow? I mean, these are things we could do, yeah. Mostly I'm concerned that we have just too wide of a front. If that makes any sense at all. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get you a new offensive line. We are indeed going to tell you to push up toward Moscow. We're going to hit them from two directions and see how they like it. Yeah? But there's not a lot I can do until I get my supplies back in order. How are we doing on that front? Seem to have improved a little bit. This area isn't struggling quite so much. It's mostly just this region right here. Let's see. Requires 28.12. 25% of previous infrastructure. 25%? Is that really all that it is? Yeah, actually. Wow, okay. Can we indeed prioritize getting some of the infrastructure up there ASAP? Because that's a big part of why we are struggling on this front right now. How are we doing in the air support? Pretty good. For air supplies, I mean to say, that's pretty much it. The air support down here in the south is definitely making a difference as we push through the Ukraine and into Crimea right now. We should be able to get to Sevastopol if we want to. There is no straight crossing over here. Is that correct? I thought there was. I don't see evidence of one. I guess not. Hey, can you, what'd I do? Can you, real quick, get a little surrounding on that tank? Nope. Tank's trying to get out. Well, fine. Just grab whatever victory points you can, I guess. New unassigned divisions. Oh, yippity-doo-dah-yay. I think I want to produce... I really don't know what I want to produce. I really don't know. Like, again, I have not really been playing the naval game that aggressively in this. I think in the future we're going to have to play as somebody a little less navally dominant than Great Britain, and we're not going to get to ally one of the other major naval powers, or bypass the others, and we'll have to actually experiment. Like, the only way I'm really going to learn is, well, one, okay, other people have to figure it out and prove it via math far more convincingly than have been able to thus far. Though, to be fair, I have not been reading that hard into it since I started the series. But I can learn a lot just by doing and making mistakes and seeing what happens. I need to do a lot of test games is basically what it comes down to. But it's been a very hectic week, and I have not been doing as much testing as I probably ought to. This is unacceptable to me. You guys kind of all got stuck, and these are not small divisions. I need you guys to break free. Okay, like Freddie Mercury. I want to break free. Hey, cool. You even got a small little surrounded on that guy. Well done. And now we can produce new and improved infantry equipment. Let's go take a little look-see right up over here. Nope, still can't create any variants. They should just get rid of this button, honestly, for the infantry equipment. It's confusing for no good reason. I would like to have the extra hard attack and piercing for the occasion when I do find some Soviet tanks. They are primarily infantry-based, but it can happen. My yellow army is feeling very confident that they can push to Moscow. And I guess I could indeed do that. Let's see. Over here... Who has orders? I don't think purple has any new orders, do they? I don't think so. Let's give them a new offensive line. Basically to push along to this river right along here. And it says that they won't be able to man this front line, but honestly, I think they will be able to, with the other troops sweeping in to support. We definitely need to get some more troops on the front line, though. How much longer until we are able to deploy... Okay, forget the paratroopers. Harold Alexander? No, not Harold. I like how he's sick for 30 days. They've got it down to a frickin' system, okay? They know exactly how sick he's going to be, and when. Some might call it a conspiracy of some sort. I don't know. Are you guys able to just join this stuff up real quick? Because I don't like that we're stuck around this lake. It's a little confusing. Do feel like we're not reinforcing nearly enough over there, though. Yeah, this has kind of gotten away from me. It's not nearly as tight as it should be. We are about to finish up some infrastructure, which means more supplies is going to come through, and that is certainly going to make my life a lot easier. I'm going to go ahead and start ramping up the production of the new infantry equipment, because I would like to be able to equip my boys with the best guns money can buy. And honestly, we have nothing else to do. Netherlands, are you going to join this war? You still have not done so. Okay, if you say so. I think it's odd, though. So they're in a war allied with? No, against. I still don't know why Bulgaria decided to join the Greater Coke Prosperity Sphere, or whatever the Japanese call it. What an unusual decision. My map is giving me some trouble. I'm sorry, guys. It's kind of bouncing around. There's a little bit of a lag from input on my end. I want to go for some form of a surround here. I hope you guys will be able to make it work, but there are some serious kills to be made. Like, if you guys can do this real quick, this would be great. I got a lot of tanks, apparently, that are cut off. Yeah, look at the Soviets. Look at them all. They're all getting pinched in real nice and tight. Ah, good. A whole new army ready to go. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and toss them into... I think I'm going to add them to the purple army, honestly. Yeah. Let's get them set up with a front line. It's going to take a long dang time to get over here. And your offensive line will be to push, I don't know, let's just say over here for now. Okay. Wow, this is just, these are some of the worst plans I could possibly be making right now. But somehow it's still working, so I can't get that angry about it. Like, there are legitimate Hearts of Iron 4 players out there who will spend so much time painstakingly and lovingly crafting these glorious battle plans, and here I am just like, this sort of feels good. Go here, 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 and here. Hey, it worked! Now, I don't think that... I'd like to say that I'm just some sort of genius who can just sort of intuitively figure this stuff out, but I know that's not the truth. I know that I'm just ultimately kind of lazy, and I don't have... I would say the intelligence, but I would say it's also sort of the intuition and the education to know how to really tie this stuff together to make perfect battle plans. Afghanistan, you are growing just gloriously. I hope you're excited about this like I am. Because it is going quite well. How are we doing on supplies? Actually, pretty darn solid. That extra infrastructure made a big difference. All of my people are now going to be fully supplied and ready to go. Alrighty. These extra tanks doing fantastically. Lots of extra breakthrough. Makes a big difference. We're getting a little stuck up over here, though. Trying to decide if I'm being overly aggressive with this. Like, should we be taking our time and actually putting up some better battle plans? Probably. But at the same time, just by brunt forcing it, we're about to get to Moscow. How are we looking as far as the capitulation of the Soviets? I mean, we have to be doing pretty well. Okay, so they're 50% of the way towards capitulation. They need to control 20% or less of their victory points. And I don't think Mongolia would be considered a large enough power in this war to matter. So I guess the question then becomes, are there any major victory points that I should be looking for outside of the ones that we're already getting around the Soviet Union? I don't believe there are any substantial ones out here. Am I just blind? Yes, I am. These little guys are the ones that are easy to miss. Okay, so we definitely need to get around Stalingrad and down to Georgia. There's quite a few victory points down there. I think Stalingrad is actually poised to become the new capital of Russia. Since Leningrad's already done, Moscow will be falling soonish. Pretty soon. I don't anticipate it to take that much longer, really. What do you do and why? Why would you do that? Explain. Okay, well, my motorized should be able to pierce through this with 40 combat width. We've developed South Africa. Let's develop Australia. You are putting yourself in such an outrageously stupid position, Mr. Light Tank. I really do not understand what was going through your head when you did this. Well, that guy might be dead. Ground support would certainly be nice. Speaking of which, we actually should revisit. So we actually have a lot of air support right now. I would love, however, to go ahead and move you guys forward by a lot and see if you can't get into the western steppes. Possibly give them a good time that away. It's a little bit too much stacked up over here, though. Let's move like this. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Modify governments. Let's see. Manage subjects. Almost everyone is basically ready to be integrated, which is hilarious. Huh. Yeah. It would be kind of fun to integrate things like the North American territories. But I do kind of need to first find out what's going to happen with this new federation that we are creating. Let's see. I think this guy is very dead. Let's go. I just don't see a good way around it. Keep on moving. He's trying. Yeah, he's dead. All right. He tried. I don't know how he even got across, but he did. More defense and breakthrough for my infantry. A wonderful double whammy that I can use against the Russians. We should probably go for some decryption tech. I don't really have much intelligence on what they are doing right now, and I don't like it. Your front line feels a bit spread out in all the wrong ways. Yeah, we should tighten this stuff up a lot. It's the sort of thing you want to do before you go into a major war, of course, but yeah. The problem is so many of these troops are already in position. Do I dare mess with it right now? No. I'm gonna... Whoop, wait. What happened over here? Something bad happened over here. Hang on. No, that's not what I wanted. Can you, real quick, just, like, assign a few of your guys over here so I can find out what happened? I guess there must be a straight crossing, and I missed it. Because somebody's over here doing things they're not supposed to, I promise you. We can contain this. We can get him down. Just glad I caught it before it became a bigger issue. We have new artillery. And I could go for the anti-air. I'm instead going to go ahead and research that cruiser. Okay. Soviets still struggling. Another guy got stuck because, of course, I think my troops just straight up are way too spread thin out here. Having the new army arrive will obviously help. Where are you guys going? What's wrong? Unable to find a valid path to target. Okay, apparently they don't know how to take the boats anymore. And we have been wasting a lot of time with them. Fine. Tell you what then. Your new front line is right here. Your goal. Not there, thank you. Your goal is to help us join up our fronts so that we can properly redeploy some troops. Your goal is very straightforward. Surround and eliminate. Okay. Shouldn't be a problem for you. Cross over here. Tank is wrecking because this is what breakthrough tanks do. You're going to do the exact same thing. Come here along the coast. There's definitely a crossing here after all. You know, my instinct said that there was. I should have listened to it the first time, but I didn't. Okay, let's see if I can't get around Sevastopol. Might need a tank for that. Who are you? Where'd you come from? No idea. I'm going to go ahead and justify a war goal against Siam. I think there's a high likelihood that Siam will join a pact with one of my other war participants, which is going to complicate things a little bit, but meh. Is not really a big deal. Come over here. We need to create a front line right here. Leave behind at least 2 motorized to make sure we don't lose that again. But in the meantime, these guys are very dead. So thank you for the free kills. You know, part of me wishes that I had been a little bit more, I don't know, let's say sneakier, I should say. More sneakier, that's a great way to say it. Just a bit sneakier with how I had done some of my attacks. Like, for example, you know one thing that would have been really kind of cool? Wait. I do not want to promote, sorry. I just wanted to move one of you over. There we go. While we had a front line here against the Russians that we were heavily entrenched, done one of my fallback maneuvers, right? So what that basically involves is while we are just sort of entrenched and staring against the Soviets, whoops. Well, it may happen right now, actually. Give them an opening, fall back with some troops to, like, let's say right here. They rush forward because that's what the AI does, and then they just set themselves up for a quick little pincer maneuver. Cut them off, toss them in the trash, done. Is pretty effective. Has worked wonders for me in the past. It's actually a pretty easy way to outmaneuver the French around the Maginot Line if you have German tanks while you're playing as Germany. I have not had to employ this so far, and I really have not been punished for it. So I'm not going to apologize, but inwardly, part of me thinks that I could have done better with it. I feel like I'm being very melancholy this episode. I don't know why. It's probably because I just finished my Imperator stream this for the last weekend. Well, okay, this is just after the second day. And it's shortly after the, well, the big betrayal. I'm going to go ahead and integrate you. The big betrayal of poor Ben Magnus, which I felt really bad about. I mean, I felt like it was the only strategic move I could make, but I felt really bad about it. The Netherlands has capitulated to Germany. Oh, so you're telling me that they actually did join in on the war and I didn't notice. Well, thank you, Germany. Glad somebody was paying more attention than I was. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and continue raising up a bit more infrastructure in a couple of these areas. I want to make sure that we are not getting ourselves in an awkward position. Also, this will help to lower the autonomy even further of Afghanistan, so if I want to just eat them later, I can do so. Blue should be in position, and yes, indeed, they can start doing some serious damage to the Soviets. My front line appears to have really broken down over here. Honestly, that's okay with me, though. Because what I'm going to do is exactly what I was just saying about that pincer maneuver. So I still want to leave a couple people over here. I still want all of you to kill this guy. But what I'm going to do now is set up a front line, let's say right here. Relatively thin, mostly comprised of tanks and some motorized. Your goal is very simple. It's to first come over here, and then go around over here. Try to get an encirclement around everybody that just broke through what they thought was an unfortunate weakness in my front line. And it was. But the more they commit in here, the easier it's going to be for me to cut them off, and the more kills I'm going to get. In theory, I mean, if it works. Sometimes bad things do happen. How did you do this, Mr. Tank? Well, I'm going to go with you guys have too thin of a front line, and that's probably the issue. Do we want to go for C3I? All infantry and motorized and mechanized get extra organization. All tanks get organization, and we get more reinforcement rate. Sounds good, and yeah, let's go ahead and spend some power to speed that along nicely. Bit of extra factories devoted to some advanced artillery so we can start upgrading our units. We are definitely having some trouble figuring out a good way to save these units. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get here fast enough. It kind of is looking doubtful. He's trying his darndest to hold out, and then he's about to be surrounded, and he's going to die. Okay, great. So I'm going to lose some more tanks. Yeah, no, this is the problem, though. I really do have such a wide front line that my units, my front line is actually full of holes like Swiss cheese. That's really not good. Like, I'm going to try to capitalize on it over here, but it's really not good. I'm not thrilled how this turned out. It ended up being way too wide of a front line for my tastes. Can we please just kill you? That can be an option. Can I get over here? I want to make sure that no one's getting cut off, especially 40 combat widths. I mean, good lord. Keep in mind, just because it looks like my borders are getting kind of cut back here by the Soviets, Afghanistan works for me, so I do still have a wide front line here. It's just need to be a little cautious. You guys might get overrun. Nope, never mind. You got reinforcements. Unassigned divisions from Afghanistan? That's lovely. I'm not sure what to do with you, so I'm just going to toss you in a random pile. Oh, we are over our time. Wonderful. Okay, so I have to end this here. We are pushing very aggressively against the Soviets. I'm just making mistakes by not tightening up my front lines a lot more. I'm probably going to go ahead and do that in between videos. I'm going to rework these plans a little bit. If we can join up, that will certainly open up some room for me to kind of just sweep across, but we do not want to go any wider than we already have. If anything, I need to contract my front line to something a bit more manageable. But we're definitely winning. We should be able to take out the Soviets without too much more of an issue. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If so, then I ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.